So most of the time traders really confuse themselves with a lot of indicators on their charts that you cannot even see what is going on. So what if I told you that there is a way of making entries without using any of those indicators? So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm just going to get rid of all the indicators that you don't need. We're just going to be using price action today. It's one of the simplest methods, but I'm just going to mix it with a little spice of how to use FastBull. FastBull has been a very good way on which you can get the market trends and stuff, but I'm just going to go show you a simple strategy you can use with this tool. And trust me, I've made a video about FastBull, you can check it out, it's really amazing. But now I'm going to show you a very big secret right here. So let's go out to, you're just going to go to FastBull, and then you're going to go to products, and then you're going to go to data, and then you're going to go to market trends. So when you get to market trends, this is what you're going to basically find, just these charts like this over here. So let's say what you're going to be looking for is that you're just going to be looking for one that has got a huge difference between the green side and the red side. Let's say this is NZD CHF, which is a very good example. I would not go for the first one. For instance, this is GBP USD, which has got just a slight difference between the green side and the red side. So I don't want something like that. I want one that has got a really huge difference. So you can just check out on the chart, and maybe let's go for USD CHF. It has got 76.03% of the green one, and it has got 23.97% of the red one. So now we are going to go to trading view. That is where we're going to be doing our analysis today, and trading view is actually just free. Okay, before I get there, remember I've got the VIP trading strategy, which is definitely affordable. You can check out the link on the video description and on the comment section. You can go and check it out. It's very affordable. Make sure you buy that one. You're just going to know when to buy, when to sell, and which type of pairs to trade at which time. A very good deal. So now let's get back to action. So right here, this is now USD CHF. Remember, we got it from FastBull. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to analyze the market. This is, let's just start from the monthly time frame. So when you get to the monthly time frame, I want you to look at something. So I just did it like for the past 2 years. So this is just like an analysis. Look, this is just like the past 2 years, and then I just made this drawing over here because I want to look at how price has been moving for all those years. So you can actually see that over here, just right here, this is where the whole thing started, and then this is where we are right now. But you can actually see that price has been ranging just over this period over here. That's why I decided to take it to the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, you can actually still see that there is a certain pattern that price keeps doing. Now look at this. Let me just show you this. You can actually see that we had this point over here, and then we had this point here, and we had this point over here. Now whenever you see this point, that's why I decided to make a sub area over here. So I just had to make that one, it's a different color. So every time you can see price going bullish, whenever it gets to the point, this is where it starts to just have a bearish movement. And once again, price was having a bullish movement, but when it got to this area, you can see, let me just change this so that I make a good demonstration arrow. So once again, when price got to this point, it started to go down, but you can see that price is not going beyond this level over here for the past weeks or months. Now it's not been going over this point until this breakout point over here. Maybe let's just zoom in that one a little bit so that you can see. So you can see that there was just this breakout period over here, in as much as price did try to go up again like here, but it wasn't as effective as it was before. Now looking at the way that price has been behaving on USD CHF, you can see that price was actually consolidating around this area over here, and it could not go just beyond this mark over here until there was a breakout period at this area. That is when price started to go down and it started consolidating again. So it means this pattern is almost like this pattern over here, and after the breakout, it means whatever we are going to be starting here is another pattern similar to these ones, because if price has been doing this for the past year, for the past weeks, for the past months, it means that it's about to do the same after having this breakout. So this is what I can do again now. So let me just remove this guy here. So now it means we are about to start a new season. So I'm going to start it off like this. I'm going to make my rectangle again, just like this. I'm going to take the highest. You can see this is the highest. Make sure you take the highest and the lowest. So I'm going to make sure the pips are all included over here. So I'm just going to make it like this. Now let me just change the color so that we can actually see how things are going. Let's use black this time around. So it means now what I am waiting for, since this was the highest price ever got, it means I'll be waiting for a peak like this somewhere around this area. And as you can see, that price actually moving up again. So it means we might be having an upward movement of price, which won't go up on this point over here. So I can actually go on to the smaller time frames now and start placing trades, so I can actually begin to make buy entries. I think you are getting the idea of how this whole thing is working. So I'm just trying to make it as simple as I can. So this is the weekly time frame. If we take on the daily time frame now, and you can see with this black one that we just did, you can actually now see that on the daily time frame, price has been going down but started consolidating and is having an uptrend again. So if you don't want to hold the trades for too long, maybe if you want to hold the trades for too long, you can just say I'm going to buy now and just leave it like that until it gets to that point. So it means you can make this one your take profits, and then you can be expecting price to shift, right? But let's go on to the smaller time frames, the 15-minute time frame. So on the 15-minute time frame, you know what you have to do now, since you can see the way price is acting. Now on the 15-minute time frame, I can just do something which is like the Conrad. We all know that price is going up, it means price is bullish, but I can do something that is just out of the ordinary and sell at this point where we are right now. Why am I selling? It's because I definitely know that price will be definitely coming around this zone over here. Why? Because you can see the pattern. Price is consolidating around these areas, in as much as on the bigger time frame price is going up. But if I just want to be scalping for small profits here and there, I can definitely place my sell entry at this level over here, because I know price will be going down, and if I can just put my stop loss around this area, and I know price will be going somewhere around this area over here. You can just do that if you are a scalper. But then guys, if you feel like you're getting much content on this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, mixing these two is really going to change your trading life completely. So I'll be seeing you guys on the next video. Hope you are all the best. Bye. Price action is one of the most simplest you can use. This method is very much simple. You don't need all the sophisticated indicators, everything getting on your screen. You know what? Let me just show you how this thing is going to be. Let me just remove all these guys that you see on the screen, because today I'm going to make sure that you don't enter trades too late. Before I get there, remember I've got the VIP trading strategy, which is definitely affordable. You can check out the link on the video description and on the comment section. You can go and check it out. It's very affordable. Make sure you buy that one. You're just going to know when to buy, when to sell, and which type of pairs to trade at which time. A very good deal. So now let's get back to action. So you might be starting to buy and you just decide to buy right up here when it is too late. Sometimes you can just buy over here when it is maybe in the middle of the process, or just maybe buy at the beginning of everything. But today I want to give you a strategy that you can use to make sure that you do not buy too late and you do not buy too early, because what I'm going to provide you with today, it's extreme, it's simple, it's no more using all these nasty indicators. So I'm just going to remove them from your site, and then I'm going to show you something here. So we all know that price action basically entails that when the market is going down, if the market trend is going down, you're just going to sell, and if price is going up, you're just going to buy. As easy as it sounds, but sometimes you don't want to be making those mistakes that most of the people do. So now I'm just going to give you this one. It's going to be easy, it's going to be very much profitable. Trust me, you'll make sure that once you master this one, everything is going to boom. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is that you're going to need just to come to this. Let me just take my demonstration arrow over here so that you can get everything nice. So you see over here, I want you to come here. So I want you to come here, and I want you to take on, you see there is a whole list right here. So I'm just going to use this one, the FIB retracement. Just click there, and you're just going to do the settings like this one. I'm just going to do this one for demonstration purposes. So what you're going to do is that you're going to click on it on the settings, and on the settings you have to make sure that you unmark everything else over here. You can see there are a lot of numbers right here, so make sure you remove all those numbers, and I want you to be left with this one. This is under style, so I want you to be left with a 0 here, 0.382, 0.618, be left with the 1 here, and this side I want you to be left with the 0.5 and the 0.786. This one is going to be really charming, trust me. So let's get to it. Then you're going to click OK. So now I'm just going to remove this one because we don't need it. Now let's look at this scenario over here. So what we have here is a ranging market. Now we want to make sure that when price decides to take direction, we will be ready to either buy or to sell. Right now you can see right in this environment over here, this is where price has been going up and down. So I want us to mark this. This is how you're going to mark your FAB. This is the highest price went, right? And make sure you also consider the weeks. So make sure you also consider the weeks, and this is the lowest that price ever went down. So make sure that the FAB covers this whole area over there. And let's say price was changing course right here. This is the 1 minute time frame, but I would love us to take this thing to the 15 minutes time frame. Why am I taking it to the 15 minute time frame? Is because I want to give you guys a better idea of how things are going to be going down here, right? So I don't want you to be confused. I don't want you to lose what we are doing over here. Now let's just zoom in a little bit so that everybody is on the same page as us. I'm just going to try to make this thing as simple as I can, because it's not really that complicated. Trust me, it's not really that complicated. In as much as on the hard time frames, it might look like, you can see that it might look like this is just a small thing and you can hardly recognize the FAB because now the candles are much, but the trick is still simple. What you are going to still do is that you're just going to mark the highest that price ever went and the lowest. So this was the example I was showing you guys earlier on. So as you can see over here, it's just a small area, but trust me, this is a very critical area for the whole thing that you are doing here, because now once price gets right here, so you can see this level. Which one is it? Remember, we have got 0.786, 0.618, 0.5, 0.82, and this one 1.1 over here. So you can see that price did take a climax going up, and then when it reached over here, this is where it stopped, meaning that the buyers and the sellers really had a great disagreement when they got to that area. Now you can see price going down. In as much as we could have easily just took this random consecutive bearish candles, and then we said no, it is time to sell. But remember, you've got to be sure that price is really going to be selling from there. So I would advise that you wait for price to get to the 0.382 line. See, just write this one over here. Maybe let me just try to make it more clearer. Let me just use this triangle over here. So when price gets to this area, so I'm just marking it out for you here. So when price gets to that area, make sure just right here, once it breaks off right here, you can start selling. So that is where we can make our first sell entry. And if price proceeds and goes out of the fab, it means that now you can actually place more sell entries, or it's just up to you. Either you're just going to continue holding that one entry, or you can actually place more entries as we go down the sequence over there. At the same time, if ever we were going to have an uptrend, let's say that price after this area over here was going to decide to go up and get to the one level right here. If price gets to that one level, trust me, you can just definitely enter your buy entry, and price is going to be bullish. Now let's see the other example that we had down here. Remember, we just look for the place where it's almost like price is just like price is consolidating, right? So this is the highest price went, and this is the lowest point that price went. Now after price has gotten to this level, you can see that we have labeled this zone over here. We have labeled this zone as our strong buy area, right? And you can see that price did get to the strong buy area, but the only challenge is this: price, after getting to the strong buy area right here, it was supposed to give us a full candle that had no wicks. So make sure that candle has got no wicks, or rather after the bullish candle, that is because look at this. So you can see the strong buy area is right here, huh? So after price made this breakout here, we have to either have another bullish candle right next to it. So having the bearish candle, it's only giving us a statement that there is still a price war. So that's not a good place for us to easily say no, it is time for us to make a buy entry. Thus you can see that after price broke off on the one level down here, you can see that one level. So it's just this one. Let me mark it again, but I think I would rather use a different color for it. Maybe let's use this one. So you can see after price breaking off that area right here, the one area, and with a bearish candle, after that bearish candle we had what? We had another bearish candle. Thus we had a bearish engulfing candle right here. So now we can easily place our sell entry during that part, and as you can see that price is going to be going down after this point. But as you can see that it's almost like price is stuck once again around this place. So easy, once again, what you're going to do is that you're going to go to this area and get the 5 again, and you're going to have to pick your highest point and your lowest point. Now when we get here, I'm just going to put it on like this. You can see, make sure you put the wicks inside. Make sure you put the wicks inside. Don't count the candle that is not yet closed. So make sure that you only use the candles that have already been closed by now. So you see, this is our lowest and this is our highest point, and we are just only waiting for what's going to be happening after this point over here. Remember, this is the 15-minute time frame. So remember our considerations, that we have to consider this top part, that is the highest, and this is the lowest over here. And right now we're just going to make sure that we make the right decision. You can see that there is a really big fight between the buyers and the sellers, between supply and demand over these areas, but we will see how things turn out. Remember, we can only have to wait for price to come under the zero level over here. So if price breaks this key level right here, then we can consider. But after having another bearish candle or bearish engulfing candle after that moment over there, but if price decides to go up, we can still have to expect that price breaks off this one level right here and also have a bullish consecutive candle or a bullish engulfing candle. Then we will consider having or placing our buy end. So guys, if you feel like this information is valuable, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll be meeting you guys on the next video after this one. You guys take care. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Goodbye for now.